Rift among top leader of ruling coalition deepens with the issue of governor's appointment. Cabinet meeting postponed. House of Representatives session underway in New Baneshwar. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli earlier scheduled to respond to lawmakers' question absent over health reasons. U.S. President Donald Trump states Russia and Ukraine to immediately begin ceasefire talks, claims his conversation with the Russian and Ukrainian counterpart to be positive. And Sunrisers Hyderabad bag a 6-wicket victory over Lucknow Super Giants in the ongoing Indian Premier League. LSG's playoff hope ends with the defeat. There has been growing distrust between ruling coalition partners, the Nepali Congress and CPN-UML, over the appointment of the governor of Nepal Rashtra Bank. A scheduled cabinet meeting for Monday meant to finalize the appointment was postponed by Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli, leading to dissatisfaction from Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba, who then refused to meet the Prime Minister. This disagreement stems from a 2-month-long conflict of interest between the two parties regarding the governor's selection. Despite the formation of a recommendation committee on 24th of April, no meetings have been held and the committee has been organized twice. The Congress party had proposed former National Planning Commission Vice Chairperson Bishwa Paudel for the governor position, anticipating a recommendation committee meeting and cabinet approval by Monday. However, Prime Minister Oli reportedly raised concerns about Paudel's eligibility, citing his past candidacy in parliamentary elections. Amidst this rising distrust, both parties are engaged in internal discussions. Following a meeting with the Prime Minister, Home Minister Ramesh Lekhak of the Congress met with Party Vice President Purna Bahadur Khadka. Simultaneously, Prime Minister Oli held discussions with close UML ministers and leaders. Notably, this development marks a shift as Deuba has previously defended Prime Minister Oli and the government even when other Congress leaders expressed reservations. Initially, the Congress had nominated Executive Director of Nepal Rashtra Bank, Dr. Gunakar Bhatta, who resigned on April 18th, but his resignation is yet to be approved by Acting Governor Neelam Dhungana. The subsequent proposal of Paudel has also met with opposition from Prime Minister Oli, causing further suspicion within the Congress. The meeting of the House of Representatives is set to begin in a short while. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli is set to answer questions raised by the lawmakers at today's session. Likewise, the Parliament Secretariat has said Chairperson of the Infrastructure Development Committee, Deepak Bahadur Singh, will present the annual report of the Infrastructure Development Committee 2081. Minister for Land Management, Cooperatives and Poverty Alleviation, Balaram Adhikari, is scheduled to present a proposal for deliberation on the bill to amend Nepal laws related to land 2082. Meanwhile, teachers in Nepal are expressing concerns that the parliamentary subcommittee has passed a school education bill against prior agreements with the Nepal Teachers Federation. They worry that the bill, the first education bill in 54 years, will curtail their rights. Teachers are demanding revisions to the provisions passed by the subcommittee and have announced protest programs. The teachers state that the bill is not favorable to schools and teachers because it does not include provisions for adding insufficient service periods for permanent teachers' pension and periodic promotions, nor does it address the process of making long-serving temporary and relief teachers permanent as per the agreement with the government. They also point out that while the bill proposes making facilitators working in child development centers permanent through open competition, the agreement with the government was to do so through internal competition.
अस्थायी प्रकृतिका शिक्षक कर्मचारीहरूको स्थायित्वको प्रक्रिया थियो त्यो पनि हामीसँग भएको सहमति अनुरूप छैन यो शिक्षक कर्मचारी विरोधी चाहिँ अब चाहिँ विधेयकमा आइराखेको छ त्यसलाई सुधारको लागि हामी समितिलाई चाहिँ अब दबाव दिने खबरदारी गर्ने र हाम्रा नपुगेका कुराहरू समितिले सुधार्ने बाटो त छ त्यसको लागि हामी एउटा चाहिँ दबाव सिर्जना गर्ने खालका एउटा कार्यक्रमहरू पनि अगाडि ल्याउँछौं.
The Nepal Teachers Federation states that the agreement to make 75% of temporary teachers permanent through internal competition has been limited to 6% in the bill. They also object to the bill preventing head teachers from becoming the members of the federation, considering it against trade union rights.
सरकारले धान्न नसक्ने मागहरू पूरा गरेर म पहिलाको जस्तो शिक्षकहरूलाई माग पूरा हुन्छ भनेर झुलाउने पक्षमा छैन। फेरि यो कानुन आफैमा अन्तिम पनि होइन हैन, कानुनमा अपूर्णता रहेका कुराहरू पछि पनि मिलाउन सकिन्छ। उपसमितिको प्रतिवेदनमा नपुगेका कुराहरूलाई अहिले समितिमा पनि छलफल गर्दा पुर्याउन सकिन्छ भन्दाखेरि चरण त बाँकी नै छ नि। उहाँहरूले त्यति हतारिनुपर्ने निराश हुनुपर्ने अवस्था छैन। तर उहाँहरूले एउटा कुरा प्रष्ट रूपमा के बुझ्नुपर्छ भन्दाखेरि कतिपय आर्थिक मागहरू हामी धान्न हामीलाई गाह्रो छ।
The government, however, has stated that the bill passed by the subcommittee is not final and will undergo further revisions in the committee and the parliament before being passed. They assure that there is no need for concern at this stage and aim to pass the bill by mid of Nepalese month of Ashad. It has been understood that a housing company called Nik Pujikik Housing Private Limited has encroached upon canals, public land and community forest while plotting land in Kakrabari of Suryabinayak Municipality 9 Bhaktapur. Based on an on-site observation and measurement reports conducted by the Survey Office and the Division Forest Office Bhaktapur, the company has encroached upon 6 ropani and 7 ana of government land and 22 ropani of and 5 ana of community forest area. Chief District Officer of Bhaktapur, Gopal Prasad Aryal, has said Nik Pujikik even used bulldozers on government forest and public land without legal approval from concerned authorities. A joint team led by Chief District Officer Aryal, including heads of security agencies and representatives from the District Division Forest Office Survey Office Bhaktapur, Kathmandu Valley Development Authority and Suryabinayak Municipality had conducted this inspection on 1st of May based on the complaints of locals. Aryal immediately directed a halt to the plotting work and instructed for factual details to be provided regarding the unauthorized land plotting and the encroachment on forest and public land. It has been reported that Tilgaon in Limi Humla experienced flooding without rainfall due to the overflow of a lake above the village. Although 18 families were displaced by resulting flood and landslide, government agencies have yet to conduct a detailed assessment or provide relief and rescue support to those affected. According to the ward member Temba Tundup Lama, locals accompanying a rescue team from the border police post in Hilsa discovered that a glacier had submerged. Upon reaching the lake at an altitude of 5,350 meters, they observed water flowing beneath the snow-covered surface despite the glacier appearing frozen from above.
जुन अब पानीहरु माथि बरफ छ अनि तल चाहिँ बरफको मुनि चाहिँ पानी छ नि त त्यो पानीहरु चाहिँ तल जमिन भित्रबाट गएर अनि तल यहाँदेखि तल 1 किलोमिटर सम्मकोमा जमिनबाट निस्किएर आएको रहेछ। अझै पनि अहिले बरफहरु धेरै छ अनि माथि पनि हिउँ तल कालसम्म आउनेको सम्भावना धेरै छ। अहिले जुन उता हिमालमा छ नि त त्योहरु पनि।
On the night of May 14th, the Sekhang Glugwa River flowing between Tilgaon and Kanjum Gumba in Namkha Rural Municipality 6 suddenly flooded despite no rainfall. 18 at-risk families were relocated to safer areas that night. 3 days later, security personnel, including representatives from the district administration and armed forces, visited Tilgaon to assess the damage and have since returned. Executive Chief of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority, Dinesh Prasad Bhatta, stated that an investigation is underway to determine the cause of the flash flood. As the authority lacks expertise in glacier lake outburst studies, the assessment is being conducted in collaboration with the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, ECMOD. Tilgaon remains at risk with 32 individuals from 18 households currently taking shelter in tents near a school and in open fields. While there were no casualties, the area has suffered significant material damage. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you by
The question is, why did the government fail to provide rescue and relief to Til village in Humla after the flood displaced the entire village population? Option A, irresponsible government. Option B, limited capacity. Option C, inefficient helicopter deployment. And option D, prefer not to comment. The voting is on. Visit www.kantipurtv.com or www.ekantipur.com to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. Ahead of the upcoming fiscal budget, businesses groups are lobbying the government for tax reductions, stricter controls on finished goods imports, increased export incentives and industry-friendly policies. Construction entrepreneurs are also urging for a 2-year implementable budget.
The Cement Manufacturer Association of Nepal convened a program on Monday to advocate for the budget-driven promotion of domestic cement consumption. Their lobbying efforts emphasize the potential substitution of blacktop with cement and local gravel in road paving. Business stakeholders are urging the adoption of policies favoring the domestic cement industry over the annual import of bitumen valued at 9 billion Nepali rupees. Additionally, the association requested the facilitation of environmental assessments for forest tenure and industrial activities.
अब जग्गा किन्नु पर्यो मानौँ न मैले 400 रोप्ने जग्गा मैले किन्नु पर्ने छ भने मैले चाहिँ 6 वटा कम्पनी बनाउनु पर्ने किन 70 रोप्ने भन्दा बढी लागि हातबन्दी लाग्छ। यस्ता अव्यावहारिक नियमहरूलाई चाहिँ तत्काल चाहिँ सरकारले चाहिँ सम्बोधन गर्नुपर्ने देखिराखेका छौँ यस बजेटबाट। त्यसको कुरा के छ भने औद्योगिक विकासको लागि कुरा गर्यो भने हामीले कोइलामा एउटा हरितकर लगाइएको छ which is really not necessary.
The Nepal Automobile Dealers Association and the Nepal Chamber of Commerce have called for a reduction in taxes on electric vehicles. Last week, the Nepal Chamber of Commerce submitted a memorandum to the Finance Minister urging that EV taxes not be increased at this time. The Federation of Nepalese Chambers of Commerce and Industry has recommended policies aimed at reducing the production costs of goods and services. It has also advocated for the upgrading of national highways, a unified tax payment system across the 3 tiers of government, and the introduction of a new phase of business-friendly economic reforms.
Business ecosystem, retail to wholesaler to manufacturer to distributor, सबैसम्म तसर्थ यो अवस्थामा चाहिँ केही करका मा सुविधाहरू प्रदान गरेर र प्रक्रियामा भएका केही प्रोसेसहरुमा पनि सुविधाहरू प्रदान गर्नुपर्ने छ। हामीले त्यो चाहिँ उल्लेख गरेका छौं कुन क्षेत्रमा कसरी गर्ने भनेर त्यसलाई पनि एड्रेस गर्यो भने एक किसिमको मनोबल बढाउने भन्ने छ नि मनोबल बढाउने एउटा पार्ट हुन्छ तर उद्योगीको मनोबल चाहिँ उद्योग र प्रतिष्ठानले प्रतिफल प्राप्त गरेपछि मात्रै मनोबल बढ्छ के।
The Federation of Nepalese Construction Entrepreneurs has urged the government to allocate a budget that enables project completion within 2 years. The Federation argues that expediting projects with existing liabilities would benefit both the state and the construction sector.
जति पनि योजनाहरू छ त्यो योजनाहरूलाई सकेसम्म यही आर्थिक वर्षमा सम्पन्न हुने र यो आर्थिक वर्षमा सम्पन्न नहुने योजनाहरूलाई चाहिँ अर्को आर्थिक वर्षसम्म सम्पन्न हुने गरेर बजेट विनियोजन गरेर त्यो योजनाहरू चाहिँ कार्यान्वयन गर्नु पर्यो।
Similar to the Federation of Nepalese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Nepal Rice, Oil and Pulses Industries Association has called for the removal of the 13% VAT on imported agricultural products. Likewise, the Nepal Dairy Association has requested concessional loans to support the import and export of domestically produced dairy products and to ensure timely payments to farmers. Business umbrella organizations have reiterated the demand for tax unification and have called for customs duties on raw materials to be set at least 1 tier lower than those on finished goods. With Sanjay Luitel on camera, a report by Suman Pantha.
And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, we have asked business persons and industrialists in several provinces, what are your suggestions for the upcoming budget? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
इम्पोर्ट र एक्सपोर्टलाई चाहिँ केही खुकुलो बनाइदियो भने अझ नेपालमा व्यवसाय गर्न इच्छुक हुन्छन् बाहिरबाट व्यवसाय गर्न चाहनेहरू पनि
महिलाहरूलाई सिपमूलक व्यवसायहरू रोजगार स्थापना गर्नु पर्यो
मिसिनरी औजारहरुमा सहयोग भयो भने हामीले यस्ता उद्योगहरूलाई जीवन्त राख्न सकिन्छ
युवा जनशक्तिलाई उत्पादनमा जोड दियोस्
सहयोग गर्न पर्यो सरकारले छुट गर्न पर्यो गरिब गुरुवालाई करहरू तिर्न सक्दैनौँ हामी यस्तो स्थिति छ व्यापारमा केही छैन
शिक्षा स्वास्थ्य र रोजगार यी तीनलाई अत्यन्त प्राथमिकता साथ अगाडि बढाउनु पर्छ
युवाहरूलाई त्यसमै रोजगारी गर्नु
करको दर होइन दायरा बढाउनु पर्छ
लगानी मैत्री र यो व्यावसायिक मैत्री भयो भने चाहिँ राम्रो हुन्छ
That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. We will now take you live to the Federal Parliament for the ongoing session of House of Representatives.